Okay, well, we've got this Ding Darling plaque to go along with the Ding Darling bust, and we've had it laser cut. We did this up on the computer and sent it off to an outfit that makes rubber stamps, and they laser cut this thing. And we made a sand mold of it. We glued it up onto some 1/4-inch plywood and glued up edges on it. And we pulled the sand mold, and everything came off. Everything came out pretty good, to our amazement. We thought maybe it wouldn't, but we had trouble with the logos down here. We had logos for the generous donors, and some of them just did not come out. They were very fine. So I've taken off that part of the plaque, and what we're going to try to do is make a frozen ceramic shell mold with that, a cryogenic ceramic shell mold. The logos part and glued it to another piece of plywood, and then I've made a little dam around it with plastiline here, and then I've given it about 3 coats with cami. It's a silicone release agent, so hopefully the ceramic shell stuff won't grab on to it. So now what I'm going to do is flood this with ceramic shell slurry and blow it off real carefully so I can get any bubbles out of the lettering there, and make sure it all goes in there, and then we'll stucco it and put on more ceramic shell slurry and then some more stucco and fiberglass, and then we'll chuck it into the freezer and freeze it. And then once it's frozen tomorrow, we'll take it out and go over it with a heat gun and set the thing up pretty well, and then we'll try to get the rubber off it very carefully. This is our primary slurry here. I'm just going to get a little bit of this out, pour it in here. Take some compressed air and blow it into the little parts of it here. Make sure there are no bubbles. Making sure it goes into all those little letters. Any air bubbles in there. Any air bubbles will end up being bronze bubbles. So we patch up holes in ceramic shell molds. Fiberglass dipped in slurry. Once this thing's all frozen, and put a torch to it and set it up, it'll be pretty much good to go. Then we'll back it up with wax, put a screw on it, and then we'll do the ceramic shell dips on the rest of it, just like you would a regular ceramic shell mold. And we'll be good to go, pour it that way. We've done tiny little lettering things like this before and had success with it, so I'm reasonably confident that this will come out too. Fingers crossed, trying to make a knockdown here. Okay, and I have to rearrange the freezer here, probably. Of course, has a lot of dead animals in here. Not necessarily edible. Ugh. Let's see. I want to keep it nice and level. Hard to do. That wasn't so bad. I think that's going to stay there. Okay, well, we'll just close it up, and oh, we've got some interesting meals here too, along with the dead animal. So we'll get that out tomorrow and do the rest of it. Here we are, it's the next day. We're going to open up the freezer and take the thing out. Oh, dead animals are still in there. This thing's frozen. It's turned orange. What I'm going to do is take off the plastiline dam that I put on here to hold the ceramic shell slurry. And then, oh, come off. Whoa. like all the little letters are there. I don't see any stuck in the pattern anyway. I'm going to peel off the rest of this plastiline.
Get it white. That might have to be like 1,000 degrees or so to get it white. This catches an awful lot of detail here. We did some pages of a book in really small type. Quick recess for this Lincoln statue we did. 2 pages of a book on rhetoric from 1834, and the pages were very readable, even in really small print. Really nice for things like that, for little rubber plaques that go directly with the ceramic shell on the rubber pattern. Just felt like making a sandal instead of gloss wax. I was kind of going through gloss wax. I was kind of going the back door way. I think we're good enough. We're good to go. Let that cool down a little bit, and then we'll paint on some wax and build it up to a 1/4 inch thick, and then start going through the rest of that. Got a wax brush. I'm going to heat it up so it'll be pliable. This is some casting wax I've got going in a little electric skillet here. Pour on a little bit into this little wax can. Don't you fall in there? Okay, now I'm going to paint it on there. I'm going to put on a layer of wax on here first, and then we're going to just put some sheet wax on top of that. And I'm just pretty much trying to seal this, make sure we get wax into all the little... I don't want ceramic shell creeping in around this when we dip the thing, so I'm trying to get it all sealed up here. I could just go ahead and paint the whole thing to a 1/4 inch thick. I think just do that instead of fooling with the sheet wax. That might be more of a nuisance than not. This is a really small area. I can just let the wax cool down to where it's plastic and then slather it on like peanut butter. I think I'll probably do that. Oh, you aren't getting your airtime in, are you? What do you think about all this, Flash? You think it's gonna work? Huh? What could possibly go wrong, right? Really? I think I might have it about the right thickness. So we'll let that chill out, cool down, get hard, and then we'll get it on a gating system. And then get it in there and run it through the dips with the rest of that stuff.
For the next step of the wax pattern, what I've done is smoothed out the top to kind of give us an even thickness, and I've smoothed out the edges to make sure that it was sealed down to the ceramic shell that we've already put on there. Now what I'm going to do is create a spurring system. So I'll put on 4 gates like these 2 here that'll get welded onto the back, and ultimately will get welded onto a modified sprue with a cup such as that, and vents will be put off here to allow the gas escape, and that'll be the sprued up wax that will then dip to make our ceramic shell to do the rest of the next part of the process. Here's Here's our wax pattern for that plaque piece, all sprued up. This is the sprue. It has a cup up here, which will become the place that the metal will get poured into. It'll go down the sprue, through the gates to fill up these two red waxes. Those are vents to allow the gases to escape so the metal can fill up. That's what it looks like when it's finished in the wax stage. The next stage will be to do the ceramic shell, and we'll dip it in the shell and build up layers all the way around all the wax. And eventually then the wax will be melted out, and that'll become the vessel that the metal gets poured into.
Well, here's the mold. We kind of missed a bunch of stuff. It got dipped and the wax has been burned out. That's where the cup was. And a little crack here that needs to be patched up. And it's pretty much ready to pour, so we'll pour it this afternoon and see how it comes out. I'm sure it'll be perfect. What could possibly go wrong? Right, Flash? Look at that. Nice pop.